What's up guys, Selimify here. In today's video, we are gonna, I think I did this like long time ago actually. This is like Block Fortress War. I did the hero tier list, and this time we are gonna do the constructions, buildings tier list and the towers basically. The reason why I wanted to do this because I did the hero and I want to do the buildings, and I think I'm gonna do another video just for units and the equipment gears. I think that's, and the boosters there. Yeah, because if I try to do everything at one video, it will be very long video. So yeah, I decided to make it like parts: heroes, buildings, constructions, and then the equipments and power-ups, I guess. Yeah, this is the video we'll see. I think there are like 66 constructions, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we will see in the, I guess, starting of the video, and the thumbnail probably explains a little bit. We're gonna rate them compared to how good they are, how bad they are. Yeah, I think let's not talk too much about it. We'll see in the beginning anyway. So yeah, let's do my intro, I guess. If you guys enjoy my contents, please make sure to hit like and subscribe button, guys, and comment down below the video if you have anything to say. We have cooking, art, gaming, technology, reaction, 5 major contents. You can find them in my playlist section tab if you guys interested, and if you guys have anything to say, you can just basically use my community tab or like comment down below in the regarding content, and you can say like any feedback that is like good for you or bad for you, as long as you guys don't be rude in the comment section, please, because we try to keep things family friendly here. Yeah. Okay, let's roll on to the, I guess, tier list rating. Oh boy. Okay, so we are back to the tier list. These are all the buildings, constructions that are in the game, and I'm trying to explain which one is which, obviously, since I know all the names of it pretty much. And then there is our tier list. S is for, I guess, definitely use, and you have like no reason to not use it. It's like, something that is a must. I think I can do like D tier, completely useless. Yeah, we can agree with that. Completely useless. And I think C tier can be like a must. So must tier. It's the reason why I'm saying a must tier, because there are some buildings, if you basically don't have them, you cannot play the game anyway, so you don't technically need to rate them because they have to be in the game in order to play it anyway. B is decent, I guess. Decent means basically like anything that is can be used or not depending on your playstyle. A is pretty good, I guess. Sorry guys, my way of telling this. And S is definitely needed, like definitely, I guess, used. It is like technically a must tier, but at the same time you are optional to use it, since a must tier is something like that building must be there anyway, so you can't play anything if like you lose the game, for example. That's the example of it. Definitely use means S tier. So yeah, okay, so yeah, you have to use it in pretty much every game. It's like different than must tier. It's like one of them you need to have the building in the beginning of, so you need to protect the building. So if you destroy that, you're definitely not gonna get anything. But S tier, definitely use means like you have to use it. It's not a must use, but it is like, it is gonna change your gameplay a lot. You have to like you can use it, I guess. It's optional, but it's gonna make your gameplay. That's the explanation, I guess. Yeah. This is the first building. Sorry guys, I didn't actually make like a starting point and beginning point. We are gonna see probably random things here, but it's pretty much yeah, sorry, I didn't do that much in detail for doing them in order, but yeah, I guess it's fine. So this is actually armor palette. This is an interesting one. I don't think it is it's not even decent. We actually need to have another tier. I don't think it's completely useless. I don't think it's a must tier. So what this thing is, this is basically what you put to protect, I guess, the block with extra pallet, plating armor. It's interesting. This is for blockmen. So blockmans have these things that you put. I actually might need to add another one. Let me check. Can I add it here? Add a row below. Yeah. This is I would say I guess it's not useless. It's just meh. Yeah, meh is pretty much the word. So you definitely not need it, but at the same time, I guess if you want to use it, it is just there. It is just something. It is not technically useless. It is, I think, protecting you extra from the melee attacks and some ranged, I guess, attacks that deal a lot of damage, and it takes the damage before, so you can protect your, how can I say, some buildings that you need to protect in the higher, but it is not definitely the best. So yeah, we have a blockman flamethrower here. I think this is depending on the use case. For zone blocks, it is, I guess, decent, but not that much. The problem is it has like low range, and you know, they definitely gonna get nearby anyway to destroy it. It is not meh, not completely useless, but it is, I guess, decent. Decent is pretty much, you know, something you can either use it for, I guess, as a, if you put like blocks on top and you put this, so it can like deal good damage for zone blocks. Other than that, maybe a melee go block units and basically anything that uses melee. I don't think you can use this for any ranged, so I guess decent for a little bit. It's like, yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, this is, I think, Hautizer. This is basically like a upgraded 50 cal. The problem is it is much expensive, and you need to wait till I think tier, what was it? I think tier 4. Sorry, there's no tier 4 in the game. It's tier, I think you need to wait till your barracks reach tier 3. So till that point, you can have 50 cals. So this is definitely a better 50 cal, but it's more expensive. I mean, it's pretty good. Yeah, not gonna lie. You put like maybe 5 of them, and instead of, I don't know, like 10, 50 cals, I guess, or maybe less than 10, I'm not sure. I forgot how much the pricing, but yeah, this is basically a better 50 cal, but it is just something you need to wait even longer just to obtain it. That's the problem. And we have MIRV, which is the last tier tower in the Blockman, and this is actually, I mean, you definitely use, but I can't put this there. This is one of the pretty good ones, but the problem is, again, you need to wait till a tier, like last tier. I guess this is pretty better than the Hautizer in certain scenarios. The reason why it's so good, it has much better range, like it's like a global range, but you have to put a lot of them in order to make it efficient. One of them is not good enough. The good thing is for that one, any unit basically that has not have any knockback resistance, MIRV, which is the Blockman tier 3 turret, can, you know, push them away, which is like extending their duration to, you know, walking to your base. Like it's pretty good for that. It's pretty good for anything that does not have any knockback resistance. And if you put more of them, you are basically becoming an annoying person. And then we have it's interesting, you know, way to start. We have the minigun, which is I guess it is. I don't want to say it's completely useless, but I'm sorry about this. It is just there are still, I think, better versions of it, but it is still, I think, better than the Go Block minigun. It is not technically completely useless, but I have to put it either in meh or yeah. I think I need to put this in above. Can I do that in here? Yeah. The reason why I said meh because you know it is like optional. You can use it or not, but yeah. So we have mortar. Mortar is I think I need to add another tier. Just it's like it can be like a solid option. Can I add another one? No, I want to put it. Sorry, add a row above, and I think I'm gonna tell it's like a solid. It's just solid means basically it's I guess better than meh. At the same time, it is like wait, why I have two? Oh my god, they messed up already. What was this before? It's decent, pretty good, complete useless, meh. Okay, I think I need to delete this one. Delete row. Yeah. I hope I didn't change anything. So many ads. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Okay. So we have mortar. Mortar is pretty much solid because you can definitely use it for like early game for making the enemy knockback. The downside of this, it is just you have to put alt of them in order to see the effect. It don't deal out of damage, but it does deal good knockback for anything that has knockback resistance. So this is basically a small brother of MIRV with less damage and I guess same knockback, or not sure. It's just shots once and this just multiple rockets. And yeah, I'm gonna put it to solid tier, I guess. This is I'm pretty sure this is the oh wait, I removed okay, I realize what I removed now. Okay, I need to add sorry guys, I just realized now. I'm glad I just realized. Add a row above. So yeah, this is the must tier. Okay, must tier. So this is the question why I like add this must tier here, because this is something, even though I say bad or good, this is something is a must tier because you have to capture these things in order to put your turrets, put your buildings. So we are gonna see like basically this tier filled with these things probably. And this is, I think, tier 1 blockman, yeah, tier 1 blockman block, which is I guess one of the best constructive materials. So it is technically not a must tier because, oh yeah, sorry. I mean, yeah, you can live without it, so it's fine. But I think it is pretty good because it's cheap. You pay for one, and to do a lot of construction, it's I guess a little bit fragile compared to the above tiers. But the good thing about this, you can just make quick tower, and yeah, it is just anyone that is have less range and you put your turrets in the highest range anyway, it's gonna protect it since it's not gonna take any damage because of the turrets gonna clear the enemies from range anyway. So this is I think solid, pretty good. I can almost put it to S tier anyway because you can use for heavy defenses this one. Same case with pretty much every blocks. I think I might put this to S tier. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Yeah, the reason why, as I said, it's you can use for, I guess, this block crushing thing, which no matter what type of block you use, it's always one shot. But the good thing about this is easily accessible. It's very cheap, and like you don't lose a lot of money while using this. I think it's definitely used. Yeah, you definitely use in most of the games. That's just for sure. You don't run away from the tier 1 block. And again, I think this is the tier 2 block of blockman, and this is I think this is decent. This is basically 2 cost instead of 1 cost tier 1 block. The reason why this is, I guess, good, let's say you put some constructions that are like allowing your units to stay on air, and I think I'm gonna put this to pretty good, yeah, because I see some strategies people do, like they put. I never do this in my campaigns anyway, but I wanted to tell this. What they do, they put these tier 2 blocks or sometimes tier 3. Tier 1 is not that much reliable because it can destroy easily, but what they do, they make like these air bridges, and their units, when they spawn from barracks, they walk on top of these, so they get the extra benefit of those high range. And there is also one more item that you need to use in order to benefit from it, so I think we will see it pretty soon, because without those two you can't use that strategy. So I think it's pretty good, and overall it is like 2 cost, and I guess significantly better than the first tier 1, but it's definitely not S tier because it's just 2 for 1 block. So yeah. And oh my god, our I guess better S tier, which is 50 cal. This is pretty much one of the most broken. I guess not definitely most broken. You still need to survive till tier 2 barracks. You have to wait to get this because you can simply open it in the beginning. But I'm definitely sure this is one of the definitely use turrets. I use it in Blockman in my many playthroughs, and I see like people also use it. So I think it is better than the tier 1 block. Sorry, tier 1 block. Okay, farms. Farms are again not much used. I don't think it's completely useless, but it's not must tier at all. I think it is meh, because in many cases I know this is like one of the ways to heal your hero, since there is not a lot of ways to heal your hero, and you have to go all the way back to the nearest farm in order to heal it to go back to battle again. But then there is also med pack, which is, I guess I need to explain it in another video because unit equipment. It's like slow regeneration, but this is like, I guess, a heal that can grow over time. Yeah, but once you eat it, like you put your hero on top of it, it just heals. It is, I think it's meh. Yeah, you definitely not need to use it for most of the scenarios, but I guess it could be fine. It's optional, like if you want to use it you can use it, but I'm gonna put it meh. And then we have a tier 3 blockman block. I guess it is decent because again this gives the most protection compared to all the blocks, but you're definitely not gonna use it for other than that. It's so expensive. You pay 3 just to get this. I mean, I don't know if there are people who don't care about the money. This is just something to be flexed on, I guess. Yeah. I don't think, yeah, you know what, I'm not gonna put it in decent tier because this is very expensive compared to 2 cost. I know it's just 1 cost difference, but the thing is, if you start putting multiple of them, let's say you get 100 minerals, this is like 3 instead of 2, you get less value with this. And I think tier 2 is still better than this one, so I'm gonna put it to, I think it's solid. Yeah, it is. Or yeah, you know what, I'm gonna put the meh because meh is, as I said, it's optional. You can put it if you want to, and if you think that it's not good, you can just not use it. It is not completely useless, but again, it is just something optional depending on your scenario. And then we have, I think that's Blockweight barracks. Blockbots barracks. Yeah, sorry guys, it is like very small. It's definitely must tier because without any barracks you cannot play the game, so it's must tier anyway. So it's just, you know, something for these things. It's gonna fill up anyway. But yeah, we will probably see stuff like I'm gonna rate compared to other barracks. I think this goes to better compared to source node, even though it's like must tier anyway. It's like a tier of its own. And oh boy, we are in the chargers. Now, chargers are indeed one of the most broken blocks in the game, which allows your hero to become overpowered. And I use these things to make my heroes in block bots overpowered. I guess only downside is you need to wait a lot, But again, this is one way to like definitely make your heroes overpowered. So I'm gonna put this to, I don't think it is as better as the 50 cal, but because the thing is, I think you still need to wait till tier 2 to get these things, and you need to wait a lot of time in order to benefit. And let's say if you're using any hero that is instead of you're using your hero as a tower instead of building any towers, obviously. I mean, block bots is definitely powerful with their units anyway, but still, there are certain stages when there are a lot of enemies that can cause some trouble. So if you want to use this for like as a hero, gonna stay on top, and as a defense, I think tank and alpha is going to be useful on when it sits on top of it. You can put like multiple stacks, and you can like buff your hero and become overpowered. Other than that, yeah, it's just like that purpose. It makes your heroes overpowered. So yeah, but I think it only works on block bots in campaign and endless. I'm not sure in multiplayer how it definitely works, because again, I didn't see how it used there. But yeah, for block bots, like it is something S tier. I'm definitely using this in most of my games. So yeah, the only problem is you need to wait a lot compared to 50 cal. You just put it and it just do everything for you. Yeah. And then this is, I think, power block for the blockman. So what this does, this increases the range between your let's say one node to another node, and this is actually one of the strategies you need to use it for the blockman bridge, which is you give more range to other nodes so you can build the bridge for the blockman. I guess it is still meh. It is one of the optional things you can use. Like, it is definitely not bad. If you guys think like I put the worst one to be the bad and the top one is the good, there are some things that you cannot just actually, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna put must tier to the bottom side. Whoops. So yeah, the must tier is something like it has to be happen, and then there's completely useless. It's still funny, but yeah. Yeah, power block is, I think, optional as always. That's just one strategy you use it for, and there are other scenarios. I think if your node is destroyed and you want to benefit from better range, so you can put one of them and you can use multiple of them. So when you have a lost node, since you can't get it back in campaign, this can fix that problem when you need to put turrets same range again. You can activate your turrets again if they're disabled. I guess that has multiple uses, but still optional. You don't have to use it for every playthrough. And then I think this is I actually don't remember which one this one was. I'm trying to think. Is this Discharger? I think this is Discharger. Yeah. This is from the block bots. I think what it does, it's I didn't use it most of the time. It, I think, explodes a wave that stuns opponents. I'm not sure actually. As I said, I didn't use this in my playthroughs and most of the stuff, but I think this is my opinion. I don't think it's completely useless, but it should be meh, because I'm not really sure if you can use it for like a defensive thing. It is just something maybe for stalling the enemy, because as I said, I don't use it for like anything. This is like something I use the charger, but I don't use the Discharger. So it is gonna to be in the meh tier, so it's like optional. You can use it if you want to. If you don't want to, don't use it. I guess for the purpose, if anyone knows what they used for, someone probably say, bro, that's the S tier material, how can you do that? I'm sorry guys, I just don't use it. So yeah, I'm gonna put it to meh, because it is something might be useful later. I'm not sure. Okay. Electro Orb. Now this is something I guess it is pretty solid. The reason why this is pretty solid, it shoots, I guess, good with a low range. At the same time, it stuns the nearby opponents. Let's say you're against Zomblocks. This is a pretty solid turret. I mean, it's tower, orb. It's orb. It's a tower. It's a turret. So yeah, it's technically a turret. It stuns the nearby enemies. It's the only problem. It sometimes also slows, right? I think it slows. Do I remember if it actually stuns? I actually don't use this thing also very often anyway, but I'm pretty sure it does slow if I remember from the campaigns from long time ago, dear God. But I don't remember if it actually stuns the enemy units. But yeah, it's like, let's say, a lot of melee units appear to your base and you want to stall the time as much as you want. These are like the things working better than walls, I guess, because these can slow the enemies a little, and you know, it can also work as a wall till die. So it's like multiple benefit wall, I guess. It's better than tier 3 wall, I guess. No, it's just a joke. This is just an optional tier. I think it's pretty solid for Zomblocks and Goblocks that use melee, and maybe any tanky heroes that needs to reach to your base. So yeah, these are like good like way to counter them, I guess. Yeah. And then we have Energy Aura. I think, yeah, Energy Aura. I think that's the what tower name is. This is one of the blockbots building. I mean tower, it's not building. I mean, do we call this tower? It is just a supportive building. It just buff your nearby units and like hero. It is, I think, one of the decent things other than the charger. Like what this does, it gives a, I don't know if stacking changes the power of it, but your units damage and overall stats are become better. It's like upgrade, so I think it's decent. You definitely can use it for either if you captured your closest enemy node, and you can construct these and your nearby units can benefit from the buff, or if you want to use it defensively, you can put these in the nearby, either on barracks or like nearby base, so your units cannot die easily, and deal a lot of damage. But yeah, there is one item, I guess, that is going to be changing anything, like everything pretty much. And this is, I think, what this called? Is this arc beam or heavy arc beam? I'm not sure which one this is. I need to, I like the picture is very small, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to remember, but I think this is I'm just trying to close to see. It looks like a heavy arc beam. Yeah, because it has this, I don't think you guys can see it, but it has this connector. So it's tier 3, I think. Tier 3 heavy arc beam, maybe? Yeah, it looks like a heavy arc beam. So yeah, this is like one of the, I guess it's pretty good. The only problem is the charging time of shots are depending on what you are against. If you are gonna decide to invest all your money on this, it is not going to be a good choice, because again, it can deal good damage. It can attack to the pierced. I mean, it ignores the since block bots have this ability, they ignore most of the dodge. So yeah, this, I guess this is better than tier 2 block of Blockman. Yeah, it is good, but you need to wait a bit more. It is like, I guess the cooldown times are similar to our MIRV, or maybe like better than MIRV cooldown speed. But yeah, this is single target heavy damage type of turret. You need to wait till tier 3 to benefit from it, but it's pretty good if you manage to use it, I guess, if with putting the highest range possible, so you can benefit from more shots. The only problem is the slow shot speed, but it's fine. This is, I'm pretty sure, a nano block, which is a healer for the block bots. And I think this is one of the S tier constructions, because if you if you manage to put like 3 of these on top of that, you get the best range. At the same time, your units basically survive as long as possible. It is just better than the, as I said, a decent electro orb, and it's very cheap. I guess not that much, but yeah, it is still cheap price compared to. I guess they're similarly priced. I don't remember clearly, but yeah, this is focused on healing mainly. Since this is just as stats, you are getting, I guess, a bit better units with higher damage, higher attack speed, and some buffs, I guess. But this is a healing fountain as long as you have maybe a. Since most blockmans don't technically have strong units, if you don't use Titan or maybe like heavy alloy, you have units that can die easily. So this is can help with the health regeneration to let your units survive better. It is definitely better than tier 1 blockman block, I guess. But yeah, for compared to, I guess it is better than most of this, because this is, you can use it in tier 1. Yeah, this is, I guess, one of the best things. Sorry, 50 cal, you need to wait till tier 2. So yeah, that's, I guess, one of the caveats for something you get for 25 cost, and it's just longer range. But this is just something you can use as soon as you start the game. So that's how broken it is, and you can use it either defensively or aggressively towards the enemy base. So yeah, that's just how good it is. I'm gonna put this to S tier, yeah, and it's just one of the first things that can take the place. But for these two, I think I'm pretty sure. I mean, this is better in late game anyway, but 50 cal is something, as soon as you pay your investment, it just does the thing for you. So this is just, you need to wait a little bit time. So I think it is still S tier, but not better than the 50 cal. Yeah, go figure out, I guess. So I think this is Recycler. I'm trying to see the picture. It's so tiny. Oh my god. Yeah, I think this is Recycler. This is actually not S tier, but this is pretty good, depending on what type of style play you want to do. This is what it does basically. It spawns a unit if a nearby unit dies. There's actually one annoying strategy you can use to, I guess, make the computer, the AI suffer. You can put like very close to the enemy barracks, and you have like unlimited unit spawn till like you can build a lot of these, and these are like, again, not that expensive, I'm pretty sure. They can like help you win everything. They're like that good. Like you're basically having a meat shield that is like very small, and they regenerate every time they die nearby. So that's the thing that must happen in order to activate it. So it is better than, I think, tier 2, or you know what, no. The only downside of this, if opponents is mainly ranged, and you build this close to the enemy base, the range ones maybe sometimes ignore the small robots and just focus these things and destroy it. But if you do it perfectly timed, this is actually one of the pretty good underrated, I guess, things. I don't use this because I feel like it is a interesting way to win the game. I just want to use the defensive gaming, but this is, I think, for aggressive and for becoming annoying, this is one of the things that you can use. It's pretty good, yeah. And we have Blockbots node, and this is something must tier, because without this you can't build any Blockbots towers or anything. So yeah, it's must tier. You have to capture the crystal to obtain this. And I think this is tier 1 Blockbots block. As always, like most of the tier 1 blocks, I guess this also gets the S tier. I mean, they are pretty much identical. They cost 1, and they deal good damage with block crushing. I don't really think if you have tier 3 and you block crush that deal much damage. if that's the case, still these ones are better than the tier 2 and tier 3 because they cost cheap. But again, if you have to use 3 of them to kill a go block giant, and if you can use 1 of the tier 3 to use, so yeah, that's pretty much better than using 3 of them at once. But yeah, this is just something. But these are the reason why they are mainly used in everything, for making towers, making, I guess, like long range stuff. Like this is pretty important, and I don't think anyone that is not using these for their games, it's definitely used stuff. It is not must tier because again, it is a block that you can live without it. You don't have to construct this, but it is going to be change your gameplay way better with defenses and stuff. So yeah, that's definitely S tier since it's very cheap as well, and you can access in the first beginning of the game. Yeah, I think this is the regular tower of the block bots, which is arc beam tower. Yeah, and this is I think this is one of the decent towers. The reason why this is not pretty good, it is still one of the towers that takes time to shot. I think it is better than the buff station, I guess, the energy aura. But yeah, this is compared to flamethrower. Flamethrower is fast firing and yeah, medium range, but this is ignores armor, ignores dodge, and or yeah, maybe it can be better than the flamethrower. Yeah, you know what, I'm gonna put it the better. Yeah, because for its, I guess it's also cheap price, and you basically ignore dodging, and it just slowly shots. I guess not that slow. It's just maybe 1 second cooldown or 2 second in game time. I'm not sure. It is still not bad, but yeah. It is, I guess, decent if you put multiple of these, but compared to 50 cal, it is not that good. Yeah, if you do that strategy. I think that's tier 2 block bot. Yeah. I think, again, this can be one of the pretty good ones as well. Let's say if you want to benefit from, I guess it is better than recycler. No, I'm gonna put this here. Yeah, yeah. The reason, I guess, it doesn't matter really which one above which, because it is just in the same layer anyway. This is again one of the still better investments. It is stronger than tier 1 block, but at the same time you have to pay 1 in, like, if you want to get 2 of them, you have to pay 4 rare minerals, and it's gonna deplete your rare minerals faster. So tier 1 is obvious choice. But if you want to, let's say, protect something, I don't know what even you want to use it for that reason, because usually it's better for protecting the turrets in high range, but usually you don't really, actually you need to, you can use it for protecting the healing fountains if you decide to put it to nearby enemy base, so your units are, you know, while focusing on destroying the enemy units, and some of the enemy units decide to attack this instead. So that's, I guess, one of the better choices to protect those instead of using the tier 1 ones, because these are gonna survive much longer than that. And then we have tier 3. Yeah, I think this is one of the optional ones. It is very expensive. I mean, same with all the blocks. 3. I guess I'm gonna put these here. Again, it doesn't matter really that much, but yeah, armor palette you can come here too. Farm is, I think, might be better than minigun because it has a purpose of, you know, healing the hero. A minigun is, even though you put all of them, it's just yeah, it is not that great. But there is, I think, something that is even worse than that, so we'll see. Yeah, we have, I think, next Blockman Barracks. Yeah, this is one of the must tier because, as always, you can't definitely do anything without it. And I think this is the, yeah, the you know what, I'm just gonna put everything, this is the Blockoids Barracks. Again, this is the must tier. This is tier 3 No, this is tier 2. Yeah, this is tier 2 Blockoids block. So it's, I guess, still one of the pretty good ones because again, it costs 2 and you can still, use it for protection. In like ministrations, you definitely don't need that much in Blockoids unless the enemy you are facing is block bots. So these are good for maybe protecting the portals compared to first tier ones, because these are still can take better damage till destroyed, and the first ones are going to be, but yeah, they are not definitely S tier because they are going to deplete your minerals randomness faster. I think this is trying to see if this, I think that's tier 3. Yeah, yeah, this is again one of the optional ones. You definitely, I don't know, you are like very rich and you don't care about spending. This is like something that you can use for flexing maybe, but yeah, as always, this is not recommended in my case. For I guess it is recommended still. You can maybe like trying to survive while building a wall and you put turrets on top of it, because these are can survive much longer, but it's pretty optional because it's very high cost. So yeah. Black hole of blockoids. This is actually one of the like, this is basically like a, I guess, did I put TNT? No, I didn't put yet. This is, oh no, I put the discharger, not TNT. Yeah, this is, I think, similar to this charger, but this also destroys itself once activated. But there's one funny thing you can do, which is, I think there was like a, I don't know, a game bug or glitch something. You can I think destroy, how that works. There is like, you can make a wall with this and it's like inactive, so it can like force AI to attack this instead of attacking the main thing. So for that strategy it might be pretty good, but I mean, we are talking about the regular gameplay. This is for clearing, I guess, tiny tier 1 units that are a large number and they are like clumped up together. It is still, I guess, solid, but it is just one-time thing. You don't get out of benefit from it. In case of emergencies, I think this is one of the meh things as well. You can use it optionally if you want to, like, let's say you made accidental investments, for you didn't invest for turrets and you bought out of walls and you had less money, so you can use it for emergency cases to, reduce the enemy units to like win the fights against them. So yeah, I think it is, let's put it near to, I'm not sure, probably better than the tier 2 blocks. Yeah, this is exploding, so taking out of things with it, and it's like optional glitch if you guys want to do it. Okay, I'm gonna drink some water, guys. Sorry, my mouth is starting to dry up. And then we have a high tier 3. I forgot its name. This is like it's heavy plasma, maybe heavy. It is something like that. It's one of the last tier weapon, and it's like one of the expensive ones. It is one of the, I guess, I'm gonna put it to solid. The reason why it is good, because it's actually you know what, I'm gonna put this to again, it's not pretty good or decent for anything. The problem with this one is actually what I hate the most in blockoids. When you shoot with this, I mean, it shoots itself, but the problem is if you put it to highest range and if enemy is, I don't know, in an unreachable range, it explodes on air. So it is actually one of the high investment and at the same time worse range placement turrets. But again, for what it does, like knockback enemy and dealing, I guess, good damage, it is pretty solid, but you still need to wait till tier 3 to obtain this. So it is pretty iffy. I couldn't still put it to meh, but compared to what it does, it deals good damage if you can hit with it. I guess for Zomblocks or maybe anything that needs to reach your base, this is good, but it still needs to charge slowly. It's, I think, a worse heavy arc beam, but at the same time with a higher damage, I guess. I forgot how much damage it does, but it definitely does more damage. It knockbacks the opponent if it's knockback. It's not knockback resistant, so it's pretty solid. It's not decent, sadly, because compared to what it costs and compared to what it does, and waiting for a long time, yeah. But yeah, it is still not bad option. And then we have a laser. Now, I definitely think that this is one of the completely useless ones. But if you, I don't know, somewhat manage to put all of them, I guess, in like one row, this can be good because it has the one of the best range compared to the most of the Blockoids turrets. But the problem is with these, I really want to put this to completely useless because anything other than Blockoids and Blockbots and Blockmen, these are not going to worth a lot. But again, if you mainly target it with, like, if you're gonna use against the Blockmen and Blockbots, I'm not sure, boys. I'm not sure about this. People can be mad about, bro, you don't know how laser is powerful. So yeah, they are pretty cheap. I guess 30. It was 30 not real. It was 30 minerals. It has like highest range compared to most of its towers. And can you take it in the first tier? I think you can use them in the first tier too. So yeah, I guess I'm not gonna put the completely useless because anything that has low HP and I don't know, like very fragile, these have better uses because they are like damage over time when locked on target, and they just, you know, till they come to your base, they can just destroy it faster. But I was about to put the completely useless because I remember like most of my matches, instead of using stasis gun, I used this and they just failed me. They don't seem to be that much reliable. So yeah, I'm gonna put it to optional. Definitely better than the Blockman armor, I guess, because, you know, they still deal damage. For tier 2 and tier 3 blocks, I guess, sorry, these are all tier 3 blocks, right? So yeah, this is, I guess, maybe better than them because it still does something. But for Black Hole, I think Black Hole much better than that because it just cleans up everything at once, compared to this has to focus on one target to kill it and then focus on another one. It is just out of time. But again, if you manage to put out of them and they focus on the same target instead of separated targets, these can be useful. So yeah, that's something to know, I guess. So we are in the, I think that's a stasis gun. So what it does, if you guys remember my stun challenge with, I think it was one of the latest Block Fortress War videos I did, compared to, like, I guess in last year I did it. This is like basically stuns enemy, and stun can be broken depending on what you are fighting against. It is, I guess, pretty solid one, not gonna lie. The optional things are, again, the enemy needs to be close in range. It's pretty, I think, defensive one instead of using for aggressive. I think you can also maybe capture the enemy base to use this to, you know, stun enemy units, so making it even annoying for them. Other than that, if enemy has out of range capability, these are not going to do well because they have medium range. They cannot stun enemies that are too far. But if you maybe have good hero synergy, I think, yeah, depending on your playstyle, this can be optional too. But I'm pretty sure these are really solid. The reason why these are solid because stun is actually one of the powerful things in Blockoids. It just, you know, makes enemy cannot do anything, and against like heroes that are like trying to close to your base, and when they are in armies, usually Goblocks have this issue when, you know, you destroy their some stuff and they rush with armies, and these are like, I guess this is better than the tier 3. I think can be discussable. This takes longer to shoot, but it shots AoE. I guess that's great. This like stuns basically an enemy that's nearby. So what you can do, maybe you can put one, sell, put one again, sell, put one again, sell to infinitely stun lock the enemy. That's just one of the ideas that I'm giving, guys. Yeah. And then we have teleporter. Is that teleporter or is that portal? I'm trying to check. I think that's the teleporter. This is also one of the optional constructions, buildings or towers, I guess. Yeah. What it does, it basically teleports you to there, but I don't really see a lot of like use in the campaign for this one. Maybe if your hero is in very low HP, you can just click this to, you know, save your hero. I'm not sure. But I don't remember really using this much, so I'm gonna put this to optional. It is not technically worse, but you have to time it, I guess. Other than that, yeah. But I think you can use it for bringing your units with you, if I remember if that's how it works, because I'm pretty sure Ancient can teleport things with itself, but I don't know if this can do the same thing as well. Other than that, this is like one of the escape ways to, you know, make your unit escape from the battle, I guess. So you can heal and you can attack it back to them. Okay, I'm just gonna drink this. I don't know how much time passed. So yeah, and then we have a banner, this Go block banner. This is actually one of the solid stuff, not decent, because you still have to, it has a good range for what it does if you manage to put all of them, but the problem is you can only put like, if I remember correctly, 12 and 2, like 6, or was it maximum 6? I'm trying to remember how much I can put it, but AI can put multiple. I remember in one mission they can put a lot of these, and the effect can multiply and make your units like regen, HP regeneration, and like damage, which is, I think, attack speed as well. This is like, or you know what, I think I'm gonna put it decent, because this is one of the rare things that can buff your Go block units. For what it does, it is still not good than the energy aura, because you can put a lot of energy auras, but you can't put a lot of these, so it's probably worse version of the energy auras, I guess. But I think these are not giving life regeneration. This is giving HP regeneration. Again, not that important in block bots anyway, but for Go blocks, this is something that can be good. And yeah, we are in the Go blocks barracks. It's one of the must-tier constructions, obviously, because without it you can't put any buildings for Go blocks. Nerve gas. Nerve gas is the Go block type of mortar, and it actually does poison with damage as well. I don't remember it does have knockback, but I think it is better than the Blockman version of the mortar, because it does poison, it does damage, and for early game, poison is really annoying to deal with, because your unit's not going to survive that long unless you are using zombie blocks. Usually most of the like early game units are very fragile, and this is one of the good like stuff to like slow them, at the same time poison them and deal damage to them. And I think this is actually better than flamethrower. Is it tier 1? I think this is also tier 1 construction. Yeah, I think it is. I'm not sure if I should put it better than flamethrower. You know what, I'm gonna put it here just in case, because I think flamethrower, for what it costs and what can do for the range, it is probably much useful. This is like it takes shots over time very slowly, but this one is like fast firing. So yeah, and we are in the I think last weapon of the yeah, this is like launcher. This like shots multiple rockets, and I'm pretty sure it's one of the pretty good ones. Is it better than the MIRV? It does, like, this is one of the, it is not definitely used ones, because for what it does, it's pretty expensive, but it's pretty good. It's, I think, pretty good than Howitzer, because it shots like out of rockets, but it takes some time to shot them again. Instead of MIRV using like lobbed attacks, this just directly shots to a place that needs to be shot. That's why it's good. But it's not definitely S tier, because you have to wait till tier 3, you have to pay out of stuff to minerals to get this. So yeah, I hope this is actually tier 2 block bots block. I'm just trying to check that out. And then we have, yeah, small gun, I think what it called. I'm pretty sure this is one of the, I'm very sad to say this, scope block players, but this is just my opinion. The reason why this is actually worse than the minigun, it actually has a worse range than minigun, and I think it is also less durable. I guess it is cheaper though. That's one of the good things. Even though I try to test it with putting them into highest tower and try to shoot, it is compared to minigun, whereas it's in meh is optional. It is like worse than that. I'm sorry, small gun. No hard feelings for you, but I don't know what to say about you. You're just that useless. Okay. I don't know why my throat is starting to heat up. Did I start to talk too much, guys? I'm not sure. I need to refill my water too. It's about to finish. Yeah, we have spawn mines. Now this is actually, I don't think this is S tier, but it could be one of the pretty good ones again. Because this, like the downside of this, it can only spawn tier 1 units, but you can't also use it for mass, because when you use mass, it's not gonna use 2 of them in one cave. It's not how it works. It's gonna spawn 1 unit. It's gonna be tanky. I mean, not tanky. It's going to be same with the dudes that come from barracks, but other than that, you can't try to cheese it with try to mass, and they are going to be in more numbers. But yeah, it's going to be tier 1 units always. So it is one of the pretty good ones for what it costs. And again, it's just free unit. I don't know if it is better than the, I guess it is better than Recycler, because it's permanent units that is spawning from constantly inside this, and regardless of what items you use, they will also use the same items with that. So it is probably better than a Recycler, but it is just tier 1 units. I think I'm gonna put these blocks in here as well, even though it doesn't matter really. These are just blocks. Yeah, this is tier 1. I think, yeah, this is tier 1 Go Blocks block, one of the S tier ones, because come on, man, you have to build defenses and stuff. So yeah, this is pretty much useful, very, very useful. Oh my god, sorry guys, I burped. And then we have tier 2. I think I'm gonna put it pretty good, like all the blocks. It doesn't matter which placement they have, it is just in the pretty good layer. And then it's optional meh layer, like these are tier 3 blocks. So yeah, this is again must tier, because it is like a Go block node. It needs to be there so you can place your constructions. So yeah, that's must tier. I'm trying to remember which one was this. Is it, I think this is the Acid Geyser, which is the last building, tower of the zone blocks. We are actually starting in the zone blocks, so we are actually going pretty quick, I think. Acid Geyser is one of the good ones. Not definitely S tier, but it does have good range. With zone blocks, sadly, you have to use the top side of the node if you want to succeed. So I guess Acid Gazer is let me check. I guess it is better than, no, it's better than the spawn caves, I guess. I mean, it's a optional, at the same time pretty good tower. You have to wait till tier 3 for what it does. It does bunch of things actually, if I remember from Zomblox 5. It just knockbacks. I think it does also stun. It does like a lot of things for what it costs, and it does have a good range compared to, but yeah, compared to other towers like this, this is nothing. Yeah, these are definitely have the better range. For price point, it is, I guess, like compared to tier 3, it's fine. It's not that bad. Yeah, let me see. Attack Totem. Attack Totem is what it does. I don't think it really changes the damage a lot. I thought it does change the damage, but I made some tests about it. It does affect the movement speed and attack speed, but making 5 stacks, I didn't see a lot of significant changes. But I think as someone myself, like I'm someone that likes to max out the totems. You cannot put 5 of them each. I think it is pretty solid. It's not that decent, actually. It's solid. The reason why I'm putting the solid, it means like it is something that you can put it to move your units faster. In most of the games, you're definitely gonna use this. Not typically S tier, because it is just something that makes your units faster. And I guess attack speed, I think maybe it does change a little bit. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna put it to solid because there is definitely some things that are better than that. Yeah. So yeah, the solid is basically, wait. Yeah, solid is something you can actually, never mind. You know what? I'm gonna put it to decent, because solid is for something they do good things, but it is, is it worth it for you though? That's the question. So yeah, this attack totem is actually like a banner, but it do one purpose of making movement speed, and hopefully, I don't remember it. Damage was one of them, but yeah, it is a decent one, I guess. Yeah, I'm not gonna put it to solid. This is cheap compared to heavy weapon of the blockoids. Again, what kind of comparisons that we are making a tier list for different ones now, which is very funny. Attack totem is not definitely better than the banner, because banner has multiple things, but one thing attack totem have is global range. So yeah, other than that, I think it deserves the decent tier. And then we have a Zomblock Barracks. I'm pretty sure it's a must tier, because without it you can't, if you lose it, you basically lose the game, or like you can't play it if you don't have this building. Yeah, I think that's Blastward. Yeah, what it does compared to the basic building, this is just does it explode the target a little bit? It just makes like a small explosion. I think it does knockback and poison, maybe. I definitely not use them a lot. This is like upgrade version of the regular turret. But I think this is for Zomblocks. I definitely don't use these as defensive. I'm just heavy buffer. But I think they are pretty solid. I'm gonna put this maybe like in it's pretty good here, because again, it is like something you can put it to, I guess, deal damage at the same time. Maybe I think they do stun the enemy like Acid Gazer, but you need to wait a lot to shot them. Like it is. Or does it stun? I'm not sure. It does knockback, but I don't remember it actually stuns. But yeah, it is something pretty solid, I guess. It is like tier 2 tower. Yeah. Curse Totem. Oh my god. We are already here, huh? So my opinions with that is pretty interesting. This is compared to Acid Geyser, I guess it should be in the down layer because Acid Geyser has better range compared to this one. I think the only better case scenario for this is if you, let's say, manage to reach the enemy base, but you are struggling to destroy them because they have stronger units than you, and you, no matter how you try, you can't still attack to the barracks. This is something, if you manage to reach to the nearby barracks, it does cost a little bit, it is expensive. It is like helping you to destroy the enemy units faster. At the same time, enemies deal less damage. So yeah, this is not that decent actually, because in most cases you are not gonna like use this compared to what equivalent of, let's say, other buffs you need to use. But it is, I guess, pretty solid one as well. Or you know what, I'm gonna put it to meh, because it is again very optional. I don't know what type of situation you will be in order to actually, you know what, I'm gonna put this. Yeah, it's better than the minigun. But yeah, it is expensive. But that's the case. In one certain situations that you need to be in just to put this, it's going to be like you, let's say, reach the enemy at some point. Again, you cannot just enter their barracks. They just spawn so much units and they're very strong. The downside is, yeah, they need to be in area of this, so in order to get that effect, otherwise it won't do it. That's the case, I guess. Other than that, this is like one of the, I don't know why I like this tower more than others, because of it takes the life of enemy units. Like it kinda gives like a withering effect, and at the same time it just reduces their damage. Like they're basically not dealing good damage anymore. But yeah, it takes some time to do that. So it's actually one of the opposite of the charger. This, you know, it gives buff stats. This takes them. So yeah, I'm gonna put it to meh because it's one optional thing. In my opinion, it's good, but like how many games that you're gonna use it, that's the situation. Yeah. Well, in that case, maybe I should put attack totem higher, because it is, in most games I think it's used, but the thing is, for what it does, it is just making your units faster, I guess. And I'm trying to remember, was it affecting the attack speed? Oh boy, I'm not sure about that. If that like, I do remember my units get this aura. I was thinking that it does increasing their damage, since it's like something like a attack buff, but it is working with speed. I hope it does do the attack speed thing as well. It is just something, the global range for Zomblocks. Yeah, I guess it's better and decent. It is still something, I guess, like from the future ones that I'm gonna put it there, we'll see the differences, I guess. And we have the regular tier 1 energy ward. It is, I guess, better than the minigun, but again, this is optional. I don't see a lot of people using at the start of like any games. If I remember correctly, most of them start with buffs, compared to, like, I am, as myself, I don't use Zomblocks towers. I like to use the buffs. Like, they are more important because I want my units to survive, so I can, you know, finish the game. This is, I guess, better if you are enemy, like, I guess the earlier stages of Zomblocks. Earlier stages of Blockbots and your Zomblocks, and this can maybe deal damage to their lighter units. Other than that, it does have chance to poison, but it's very slow chance. It's very cheap, you can put multiple of them, but I don't really think it is as amazing as the like what it does for. It is just something, you know, there. It's cheap, you can put a lot of them. They have like this boom timer, boom, boom. They shot, I guess, compared to minigun, I think it is still not bad. Actually, you know what? You can put minigun a lot of places. You can't put this in a lot of places. So yeah, minigun is much better. Sorry, I'm underestimating the minigun. At first I thought I was talking about the small gun, but yeah, you only can put it on top of the the source block of the mineral node of, or maybe in the barracks. You can put it on top of it. Those are the places you can put it, so you are very limited, and I don't think you want to sacrifice the spot for like you can put important buffs in the spot instead of this. So yeah, let me check. We are in the fear totem now. Fear totem is something I think pretty much underrated. The reason why is it is decreasing the opponent accuracy, and I think it also weakens them. So it is like a budget version of Curse Totem, but it actually, like, it's cheaper. You have to wait for tier 2 in order to unlock it, I think. But it don't deal any damage, but it does make your opponent accuracy worse. So compared to that, it is actually pretty solid one. Again, Curse Totem has to be like same with the Curse Totem. These are both need to be in the nearby enemy base. But the thing is, this is cheaper, and you can put multiple of them if you have extra money, I guess. Or should I put it the meh as well? I guess yeah, because this is also one of the optional things. But this is definitely better than Curse Totem for price and availability while you're using it, because it just, instead of taking their enemies range and stuff, you can put multiple of them to increase their range and effect, I guess, when enemies are close to it. So it is for that reason it is much superior than much expensive Curse Totem. But I don't think, because when I thought it's in solid because it's better than the curse, but I think it's in the meh because it's optional. If you want to use that strategy, you can try it, but definitely in cost efficient way it is like outclassed the Curse Totem. But the thing is, if you put one Curse Totem that does the trick actually, even though how expensive it is, you have to put, I think, more than one to make the effect better. I actually never see anyone use this strategy other than which I like to put these in the enemy base to make them annoyed they can't do anything. They just shot weaker, everything is bad. But I think it don't affect I don't remember clearly, but does it affect block bots? I'm not sure. Block bots have guarantee attacks. They don't technically dodge. So this is very interesting for the block bots. I don't really know if it actually works on them. So I'm gonna put it in the meh for as a guaranteed stage. But the Curse Totem definitely works on block bots as well. So yeah. Okay, we are actually getting to one of the best ones, Heal Totem. That's one of the S tier. Yeah, guarantee S tier. The reason why it's S tier, it's sorry guys, I need to put it here 1 moment. Okay, it's actually not better than the heal, because this is actually, you can put out of them and you can only put 5 of these, and this is like global range. Again, this is one of the best on must. I guess I can put this to must tier, and must tier could be better than S, but you know what, it doesn't matter. This is one of the things that you definitely need to use in zone blocks, and I guarantee you in every match anyone can use Heal Totem because they need to have these ailments. Not only it heals, it also makes your units immune to, I guess not immune technically, you have less chance to get stun, slow, like those negative effects. So it is multiple purposes, and in every game I do remember seeing that, and I am someone as a buffer, I definitely use this, so it's definitely S tier. Resurrection Totem, oh boy, Resurrection Totem, what it really does for, I guess, should I put it to solid? It is definitely not as great as the block bots, what they call recycler. It does spawn tier 1 units. It has the same purpose when your unit died in the nearby of this by enemy, you can basically spawn another unit, but that's only if it's in the range of this. Since it is less likely because this is like one piece of block that's like in one place, I think this is also one of the optional things. It's not completely useless because I think you can use this defensively if enemy is heavily on melee and they are really close to your base, and you put like multiple of those and you have like a lot of masses of army, and you can use it for, you know, take their time, I guess. So your, you know, backup units can help you to survive. But I think they don't really have the same buff from the barrack equipped units. Let's say you have regular claws in your tier 1. I don't think the spawned ones have that. These are like regular punching units that are like without anything. So it is better than teleporter, I guess. Teleporter is something, I guess it really has less purposes than this one. This at least does spawn units that I can attack, and teleporter just, you know, moves you, like it's something for movement. This is just for you know, spawning units. But yeah, it is not as great as the block bots one. With block bots one, you can even break the game. That's how broken it is if you know what you're doing. And we have Shroud Totem. Again, it's something, I guess it is actually pretty good for blockman and any opponent that is using like non-special type bullets, which Goblocks usually do that as well, unless they're using flamers. Flaming is special type of weapon anyway, so what I'm talking about is big guns and that stuff. But it's also good for, sorry guys, I burped, enemies who have like bullet type turrets such as 50 cal, and this can dodge, like what this does, it makes like a smoke nearby your unit, and that, you know, makes them a higher chance to dodge enemies bullets. I'm not sure it does work in melee as well, but I do remember in enemies that use like minigun, those stuff usually have higher chance to miss, even though minigun is something again counter this anyway, because it is fast firing, high damage. I think it is in a pretty solid one. In some scenarios it can be decent, but you have to wait till tier 2. I guess other than the blockman, this can be in the solid tier, because other than, you know, blockman, what you can do with this, I guess, if your enemy using bullet type defenses, this can help your units to survive more, and maybe some of the ranged units, they have chance to, you know, like bullet type weapons, they have chance to, you know, dodge your enemies. Your units can dodge enemies. I don't know why I just stuck there for a while. Okay, but yeah, it's just one singular buff for that much amount. I think it is like not other than blockman, not that great for what it does. It does have uses, I guess, but yeah, it is not that great compared to, you know, tier 3 tower. Okay, we have Spawn Totem 1. I think should I put it to completely useless? But it is still spawning the same unit as the one that in barracks, so it is not completely useless. It is, I think, like a, wait, where is it? Spawn cave. Yeah, this is actually similar to spawn cave. The problem is you can put actually out of them. Yeah, you don't have any limit to put this, so it's actually better. But the problem is spawn, like tier 1 units for Zomblocks, you don't really have a lot of options to, you know, make this high value. I guess leaping to make them, I guess, move faster and to reach enemy, since they can be in more numbers. But I think this is for its price and for your priorities compared to what you do, this is one of the optional ones. I think it is better than farm. Yeah, it is better than farm. Yeah, because it is again tier 1 unit. You need to just wait a little bit time to spawn. You can, if you have a lot of money, I guess you can invest on it, but it's still optional. Again, in the mech class, what it means, it's just optional. You can use it or not, but in most of the cases, I don't see these are going to be useful compared to their upgraded versions. We'll see pretty soon. Yeah, that's why I'm putting the meh, because I mean, you're, after all, in reaching the tier 2, you are still having these as a tier 1 units. I guess you can still save some time to stall the enemies to, you know, reach your base at some point, but tier 1 units not going to be that useful to spawn compared to Zomblox tier 2, which is the much amazing ones, which you can customize more equipments with it. In the next video I'll probably explain that. Yeah, we are in the spawn totem 2. Now this is actually one of the best ones. Again, it's pretty much expensive for what it does, but if you manage to do it well, it actually spawns stronger units, and that's really good. I think it is in the pretty good tier. No, it is still very expensive. I think decent, better than attack totem, because it does spawn you know, stronger type of unit, and you don't technically have a, you know, cap of how many you can use these for. If I remember correctly, like you can put till all of your mineral nodes are fully of these, like maximum capacity of each. So yeah, that's the only cap limit, I guess. You don't have, like this one, for example, the sword totem, attack totem, you can only put 5, but this one don't have that limit till your all mineral nodes are filled with this, I guess, or the barracks one as well. Yeah, that is decent, because it is still expensive and you have to wait longer times for what it does. But again, it's a free tier 2, not free technically, it's still expensive. But for, let's say, you want to have mass and you want to make your units even more powerful, you don't want to invest on mass in the barracks. So this is like going to be extra strong unit compared to tier 1 version. So yeah, this is, I think decent is pretty good for this one. Let me check. Yeah, this is the node, the mineral node of the blockoids. Yeah, I'm about to, you know, make some confusion here. Okay, I'm gonna drink some water, guys. My water is about to end. Oh my god, it's not good. And we are about to end as well. That's great. That is. Yeah, this is, wait, what is this? Oh, that's orbital laser. Okay, so this is, in my opinion, a pretty solid one. The sad thing is you can only put 4 of them, but it does have global range, and it does shot like a knockback type of blast, unless the units have like this protection layer from above. So like if they are under a tree and this shots, it's useless, but other than that, it's usually have good range, and you can you know, put your cursor and target one thing and, you know, try to make it annoying for it to struggle to reach you. For heroes, it's like one of the most annoying things to use, I guess, because, you know, you can always knock them back if they have knockback resistant, or you can permanently deal damage to it wherever they are at, unless they are smart enough to hide to trees or something, like to not take damage from the high ground. This shots a laser, and that laser targets the nearby thing. So yeah, that's, I think, solid one. If you want to invest on it, in blockoids, usually you have lots of minerals to decide what you need to do for defense or not. This is something I think you can invest your money on. It is just guaranteed deal damage over time, and no matter where they are, they're all gonna do that damage from anywhere of the map. That's why it's good. I think it is actually can be better than the mortar, because even though it's, you need to wait till tier 3, I think what it does for tier 3, it is just something, you know, damage, even though it's mediocre damage, like not really huge type of damage anyway. It is just something that stalling time for enemy units to become the most annoying unit, I guess. Just got a notification, I don't know what it is, but it's fine. Oh boy, I think this is Portal. Portals, the reason why portals are, I think, yeah, these are decent. Yeah, this is again something that technically does not do damage, but I do think, actually, wait, can they be pretty good? They do make your units spawns in the like closer to enemy way. So it is, let's say you don't have to wait them walking from the barracks, they just spawn much closer to enemy. Yeah, depending on your, oh sorry, I just touched on my headset sound thing. Depending on what your playstyle is, this can be actually pretty good. And in my opinion, this is also something you can invest your money in tier. I think you have to wait till tier 2. So what it does, basically, your unit's gonna spawn closer to enemy. It's not technically S tier because let's say, since blockoids technically have units spawn at one type of unit, you don't have multiple units spawn at once unless you unlock like 1, 2, 3 of like 3 slots of the units, so they spawn like 3 of them together. This can be pretty good on those scenarios, but in the disadvantage for this, if your units, I don't know, died early in the battle, and this is basically gonna take damage from the enemy that is closer to it, so it is not definitely S tier, but it is something that can make your units spawn in the in the front lines, I guess. Other than that, it's just something that does not deal damage, but it's just there. It is not bad. The only problem is you need to protect this with if your, let's say, units are died, you have to protect this, you have to take care of this, unless once your node is died, this is not going to be like efficient. It's not gonna send your units anymore. So yeah, that's, I think, pretty good. It's not definitely used. The good thing about the heal totem, even though I know why I compared this to this, even though you lose your mineral node and this is still in there, this still uses, it's not going to be disconnected, like it's gonna work even though the mineral node is destroyed. So the heal totem is something actually might be better than I just realized, because of, yeah, this needs to be connected, but if the source is died, the heal totem still works, but again, something that's a minimal thing. This is still cheaper and it does have better healing. You know what, I'm just gonna change their place again, because yeah, this is something very broken. Yeah, should we have a broken tier? I don't know, but the S tier is definitely what it deserves. Stasis gun. This is actually one of the, for the blockoids, this is actually way better than most of their turrets. It's a tier 1 turret, and for what it does for tier 1, it does have a decent range. I do remember using these in Zone Blocks 3, and these are like clearing everything, and it just like very rapid firing. I think it is better than teleporter. It can be better than all tier 3 Brocks as well, and compared to Acid Gazer, it's definitely much better. Heavy Arc Beam can be something, yeah, it is not, actually it can be one of the S tier constructions too, because yeah, you know what, it's actually one of the S tier, never mind. Should it be better than, yeah, it is better than, actually, yeah. The reason why these are so good, it is fast firing. They are just, and if you put more of them in the highest lane of your way, like they can pretty much clear everything. And if you have good defense as well, these are like very good to deal damage to enemy. Since it is tier 1, and for what it does it actually better than the 50 cal? That's the question. I think for the early game, this is something really good. Let's say you capture the nodes that is closer to enemy, you can put these to in the early game you can definitely destroy the enemy with this. That great. Like, I think I'm gonna put this in the S tier because I do remember using these a lot compared to the other towers that I remember. Guys, don't be mad, please. This is just, you know, as long as everyone in the S tier, it's fine. Don't think that if I do this or did that, it's going to change anything. It is just something I'm comparing. This is because tier 1, you can just use it at the start. This is tier 2. That's just a thing, you know. But they are still both S tier. We are fine with that. Okay. Now we have tier 2 blockoids. Block, yeah, that's I think one of the pretty good ones again. Is that tier 1? No, that's the tier 1. I thought that is. Do we have all the tier 1 blocks already? I don't remember. 1, 2, 3. We only have 3. Okay, I will check in later. Okay, because we are about to get close. Okay. Oh my god, we are in actually, this is one of the also another S tier ones. Oh my god. This is Beast Block. The reason why this is so overpowered, actually I'm gonna put this in the S tier now, just to wait, not A tier, not pretty good. Okay. It's I guess it is yeah, it's here is better spot for it because guys, hear me out. This is, you get stronger units, and if you sell the guy, you still keep the giant dude. I don't know if it's supposed to be a bug or something, but every time I do remember this thing, this is like, you can have like 11 of these giants that have like 1800 HP, and you can focus them to enemy barracks and win the game in the like end. This is like, that's why it's broken. Other than that, if let's say you sell the guy and the giant also goes with it, then it's useless, but because of that exists, it is one of the broken things. Yeah, that's why it's one of the S tier ones. You can have like a lot of giants to attack the enemy barracks, and that's amazing. So yeah, that's a pretty good spot for it, because you still have to wait till tier 3, I think, which is, you have to like survive till tier 3. I guess for people who know what they're doing, it's something easy, but for people who don't know what they're doing, it can be hard depending on their situation. But this is definitely game-winning movement, because you put, you sell, you put, you sell, you put, you sell, and then you one by one click every giant go block giant and focus them onto enemy base, and you just win the game. That's how it is, how easy it is. And at the same time, since these are like giants that absorbs enemies damage, you can also pass through them by your hero, since they are focusing on those giant meatballs, I guess meat shields. You can just destroy enemy barracks without, you know, opponents noticing you, because they are focusing on those. They are like really good meat shields and good damage dealers. And yeah, we are big gun, that's the go blocks. I guess worse than yeah, this is worse than the 50 cal, but again, if you manage to survive till tier 2, this is I guess it is, I think, better than Acid Geyser. Like, they're in the same tier anyway, but still, you wait for tier 2. I don't know if it's better than Heavy Arc Beam. This is also one of the less range, but good damage and piercing inside of this. So that is like, again, better. It's like fast firing, so I guess Acid Geyser can be outclassed because you wait till tier 2. But range is also lower with this one, so yeah, I don't know why the go blocks have this low range, but I think it might have higher damage. But yeah, I think this is a pretty good spot for it. It's definitely not S tier. I was thinking it might be a decent one, because like, it is something, you know, can be, but I just remember, like, I use these things in Goblox campaign, so I think it's pretty good for what they do. They are also, I guess, 5 minerals expensive than 50 cal, 50 cal is one of the broken ones. So yeah. And we have TNT. For TNT, there is something about TNT glitch. I think it is one of the optional things. I'm gonna put it to meh. Because this is like, I guess, a worse version of the black hole, or maybe higher. I don't remember. You know what? Just to be safe, I guess I'm gonna put this together, or maybe here. Not sure. I don't remember how much it does actually. For they do mention about the TNT glitch. Now I forget what was that about. But these both two things can do that glitch stuff. Like, you know, enemies focus on these things and it just, you know, become wall. I think in order to activate for black hole, you just need to destroy your source node after you make all the black holes. So it's very funny. You have like indestructible walls. I actually need to try this. I don't know when I will do it, but yeah, it's one of the funniest things I see. Let me check. And we have must here, zone block. Yeah, mineral node. I think again it's a must here because it's a mineral node, but this is actually one of the worst mineral nodes because you technically cannot expand the range of it. It's just like in one way. I guess it has 1000 HP. That's kind of fixes maybe. Like it can survive for longer, but that range is very sadly, it's one of the worst must tier ones. I'm sorry to say this. I guess, yeah, the barracks are also the same way. So I guess let's do this. It really doesn't matter why. Like, yeah, the zone blocks get the worst one compared to. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put this here because these two, sadly, again a must tier, but the range is. Range is so bad, man. But this is still better because if you lose you know, the source block of the node, you cannot put anything. But if you lose the, I guess, war on the campaign for multiplayer it's different. For barracks, if you lose the barracks, you lose the game. So barracks is much important, much valuable, because you should not lose the barracks. I guess it's much better than that. That's why. So now let me check if I did something wrong here. I am thinking if I just realized this is the tier 1 blockoids. So yeah, it's definitely S tier. Sorry guys if I, you know, forget about that. I thought I put it in a higher tier. Which we are missing? Block tier 1. I'm trying to check if did I messed up with the... No. Oh yeah, the zone blocks don't have tier 1 blocks, so I was like confused why there is only 4. Yeah, that's the sad reality of being zone blocks, I guess. So yeah, this is tier 1. Yeah, just I forgot that this was a tier 1 blockoids. So yeah, that's the list. I'm checking if I did something wrong. Yeah, these are definitely S tier and blocks as well. Rest in peace, zone blocks don't have tier 1 blocks. Hashtag make zone blocks great again. MIRV. Yeah, MIRV, for some people that they might be say it is S tier, but again you have to wait till tier 3 and you have to pay a lot of money to get these things, because if you have multiple of these, this can be really annoying. Yeah, I think it's still pretty good spot for pretty good, I guess, but not really definitely used once. Big gun on the other hand, maybe definitely use one in the go block defense, but compared to something S tier, it is not that great compared to a 50 cal. So yeah, I think pretty good is great for it. Acid Gazer is again one of the highest damage dealing and better range zone block turrets, I guess, but I'm not sure if I can add it to S tier because for what it costs, again, it is something very optional. Again, as myself, I'm someone as a buffer. I don't really, you know, focus on making turrets. I just in zone blocks I just buff everything, all of my units possible. Yeah, I think that's pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much my tier list, guys. I think I'm just checking anything if I did anything mistake. Yeah, I'm so sorry for the small version of the Goblock small gun. Sadly, it is literally a worse version of the minigun, so I'm not sure if it's have better fire rate, but I'm definitely sure it has like worse range than a minigun, man. Come on. I'm so sorry, bro. It is nothing personal. It is just I don't use you. I do believe that you are you are in that. They need to buff you, man. I don't know. So yeah, that's I guess pretty much everything I included. 66 buildings, all of them here. I think I'm gonna go to the ending to make my outro, I guess. So yeah, guys, that was the Block Fortress War construction building tier list, I guess. I hope you guys enjoy my tier list and you guys like, bro, you did something wrong, this should be S tier. Like I hope I didn't make some of you guys angry, I guess. Yeah, other than that, if you guys enjoy my contents, please make sure to hit like and subscribe button, guys, and comment down below the video if you have anything to say. We have cooking, art, gaming, technology, reaction, 5 major contents. You can like find them in my, I guess, playlist section if you guys checking that playlist most of the time or not. I'm not sure, it's up to you. And you can write a feedback or like something if you guys think that this content is useful for you or not. In that case, yeah, this is something I wanted to do for a long time actually, but I didn't have time that those times, if I remember correctly. But now I have time. I want to do it because I played this game. My channel, actually one of the things that started my channel gaming is one of like this Block Fortress War series, and I want to do something hopefully good for you guys to understand and hopefully helpful to you guys as well. So yeah, hopefully see you guys later in another video, and bye guys, see you.